Gang stalking, also known variously as community stalking, mass stalking, proxy stalking, cause stalking, coordinated stalking, organized stalking, and community harassment, is the act of large surveillance teams continuously tracking, stalking, and surveilling targets on a watch list. The person being stalked is most likely to refer to themselves as a targeted individual. The tracking is done primarily via picking up the target's mobile phone location using cell site simulators, referred to most commonly colloquially as Stingray. The stalking is done primarily by each member of the surveillance team taking it in turns to stalk the target whilst doing role play or street theater, trying to blend into the environment. The surveillance is then done via covert cameras which take imagery of the target as they go about their daily business, which is then transmitted via 5G back to a control center. Considering the bizarre nature of gang stalking and the amount of people involved, it is often not believed when people first hear about it. People will often believe instead that the target must be suffering from paranoia or delusion when they describe what is happening to them. The purpose is to gather information about the target and potentially to gather evidence of wrongdoing, i.e. to build a case against them, though the specific reason why someone is placed on a watch list is never explained or justified. Even though attempts are made to make it covert, the target will likely realize quite quickly that they are being followed based on the cumulative effect and statistical impossibility of lots of smaller and bizarre things happening all along their journey. This realization will be followed by a confusion phase as the target tries to understand the who, what, why, how and when of the stalking. They will eventually learn to adapt, form coping mechanisms, to the stalking, such as not going outdoors, leaving their phone at home, developing a safe space, etc. They may also attempt to stop the stalking by contacting the police, likely to result in a referral to mental health services, moving house, which doesn't work, or leaving the country, which is oftentimes the only thing which is successful. The target may also participate in social media, either as a content creator or consumer, which can act as a support network. They will also likely describe intense and chronic stress and being a permanent breaking point, as there are so many problems and unanswered questions introduced into the target's life by the stalking. In the most extreme cases, gang stalking has been associated with extreme forms of retaliatory violence such as mass shootings, murders and attempted murders. Even though governments admit to having surveillance teams, watch lists and people of interest that are under continuous 24/7 surveillance, they do not admit to gang stalking. In addition to the continuous surveillance, a significant proportion of targets report other investigatory techniques used against them, and/or use of experimental military technology. It is a violation of the human right to liberty, freedom from torture, which includes psychological torture, and privacy, as well as other laws, though these laws remain untested. Part of the problem with mounting a legal challenge is the difficulty in proving who is stalking them, including the lack of access to number plate databases. The term gang stalking is also increasingly being used on social media to refer to things such as workplace mobbing, family issues, or people just being nosy about other people's lives.